dirt roads to rock crawling, two-buck chuck to screaming eagle, moonshine to 50-year-old single malt. We talk about it all here on Wheelin' Wine and Whiskey with your hosts, Jason and Chris.
Welcome to Wheelin' Wine and Whiskey, episode 147. 147 here in Studio L. Chris, how you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you doing? You look like you got mugged.
I'm alive. I came out on the other side. I didn't see the light, just the surgery lights, and then that was it. Before the anesthesiologist gave me the cocktail, as she put it.
If you see a light, usually it's a train coming.
Yeah, that's right. Never a good sign. But I'm happy to report that I didn't die. But did you die?
No,
I didn't.
Apparently not.
I didn't.
Would you recommend it?
I wouldn't recommend it. Actually, it was as pleasant as a surgical procedure could go, I guess. The phenomenal hospital. It was up there in Redwood City, Sequoia Hospital. And I had to be there at 5 a.m. 5 a.m. check in, and you go through all this whole sanitary process, which is fine. I don't want an infection, so you got to shower with this special stuff, and then you get there and you wipe down with this other stuff, and then mouthwash. My hands had never been so clean. They give you this special soap and brush and clean everything.
Well,
your nails.
Operating on your hands.
Well, no, but they don't want they want you sparkling clean.
Was Nurse Upton there?
Yes, and the worst part was iodine up the nose.
What?
Yeah, they do they take a swab, and she goes, "You're not going to like this." I said, "No, I don't think I am." It's like this gel type iodine they shove right up your freaking nostril.
Did it burn?
It didn't burn, but it didn't. Iodine doesn't smell that great.
No,
it smells like death. And so that, and then the doctor came in, the actual surgeon. Great guy.
Does he have a fifth of bourbon on him?
That's it. He had smoking a cigarette with the bourbon. Anyways, he goes, "How you doing?" I go, "More importantly, how are you doing?" This fine Monday morning.
Do they have rules about bottle to throttle on like pilots?
I'm sure they do. I don't know. I hope so. But he was fine. He said he had the week off. He went skiing and
nice.
Yeah, and he was relaxed. And I'm like, okay, cool. I said, good. You look good. So he says, I'll see you in the surgery room. I go, great. So they wheel me in there. Oh, first of all, they give you this gown, to wear, and it's got it's like a Tyvek suit, what we would use for spraying and stuff. And so it's not very soft, but it had all these like ports on it, and I'm like, what the heck?
Ports?
And yeah, I'm like, what's going on? And she goes, oh no, you're gonna like this, and she plugs me into this heated blower deal. So it blows warm air. And I run hot already, so I'm like, turn that thing down. I'm good, but I'm like, well, that's kind of interesting. That's something fairly new, I guess. She was pretty excited about it.
But you don't usually get an operation very often, so how would you know it's not part of the regular routine?
Well, no, she said that. She said this is a new thing.
So you're not a frequent flyer at the hospital.
No. So I get wheeled into the surgery room and still awake and everything at that point, and. So there's like 5 people in there. There's a guy over there prepping on the table. I look at the operating table. Looks like a welding table, stainless steel welding table.
Oh, right.
Doesn't look comfortable at all. I'm like, you need me to crawl over there? And they're like, nope. We're going to knock you out and put you over there. You won't feel a thing. I go, okay, great. And then I said, hang on a second. I want to look. And then I saw this big ass stainless steel hammer sitting on the table next to the operating table. And I said, hey, you going to be using that? He goes, yeah. And I said, okay, I'm ready for my cocktail now. And so the anesthesiologist, didn't even count down or nothing. She goes, okay, you ready for your cocktail? And I'm like, yeah. And I
thought you were getting a
Manhattan. I felt the warmth, somewhat burning going into the IV. And that was it.
Nighty-night.
Good night, Irene. 3 hours later, I woke up. The surgery lasted 2 hours.
That's not long. I expected it to be longer.
Yeah. Oh, the other good thing too is one of the head nurses that came in during the prep and goes, "Hey, the surgery should be 2 hours or less, so we normally don't put a catheter in. Are you okay with that?" I'm like, "I'm very okay with that." So luckily I didn't have to endure that pain as well.
You know who's giggling right now?
Yeah, Tyler.
Talked about head nurses and catheters. Just saying.
Ooh. So anyways, woke up in recovery and I'm like, okay, I'm alive. And, you're staring up at lights and trying to figure out what the hell just happened. And got a big old bandage on my neck, but it felt pretty good. The painkiller was still there or whatever. I don't know what
morphine's
they
a
gave
hell of
me.
a drug.
Yeah, and then they wheeled me up to my room, and it had double doors getting into the room, so it had like this front office hallway, and then into the room from the hospital hallway. And so they wheeled me into this little room, and I'm like, "Are you pushing me into the broom closet, or what's going on here?" I know my medical isn't the greatest, but man, I expect something a little bit nicer. But they they go, "No, you got a great room, sir." And I'm like, "Okay." And man, it was nice. I had a private room, big corner with a view, second floor. I was like, "Man, this is pretty nice deal."
Nurse Ratchet
came in. No, it was a male nurse at first, Raphael. He was cool. So he's like, "Hey, anything you need?" And I'm like, "No, actually, I'm pretty comfortable right now." So then the physical therapist came in and says, "Hey, we're going to get you up, to walk." And I'm like, "Right on, let's go." So you're walking around, the hospital with your gown on, trying not to flash your ass. And I'm holding the IV cart, next to me, and I'm walking fine. I feel good, And then she has me go up and down some stairs, in the physical therapy room, and I'm good. And she goes, "Man, you're doing great. We could pull this IV." I'm like, "Awesome." So they pulled the IV. So I had no painkillers except for one at the end of the day on Monday. I had the surgery Monday morning. My back was hurting me more than anything just from laying down all day, and so they
the bed didn't have a massage mode like
no,
the truck?
it didn't. I don't know. Hospital beds aren't that comfortable. Let me tell you.
Ford needs to branch out and make beds.
So yeah, that would have been nice. So anyways, so I was doing pretty good, and
Be the first time a hospital bed was ever recalled.
Wow.
I'm on a roll.
So
here we go.
So anyways, so there was talk of letting me go that night, and I'm like, well, actually, I wouldn't mind spending the night, make sure there's no complications or anything. I'm not running a fever or anything like that. But it worked out. I spent the night. It was very quiet. I had, I had a great room.
They didn't check on you every 20 minutes?
No, so that it was cool. So that, they changed nurses every 6 hours or whatever. So
they even look like Kate Upton?
No, unfortunately not. So nurse came in at that evening. I had they served me food right when I got out of the surgery.
Like solid food?
Meatloaf, mashed potatoes, vegetables. I was like, man, this is great.
No shit.
I was starving. Because you can't eat anything.
A slurry or something.
I thought so too. I thought it was going to be chicken.
Milkshake.
Yeah, exactly. No. So I'm like, and I ate it. I kept it down. They're like, all right, good. And so that night had enchiladas, cheese enchiladas, and
oh shit.
I mean, it was pretty damn good for hospital food. I'm a little picky on my food.
Michelin star.
But when you're hungry, you'll eat anything. But it was pretty damn good chow, all things considered. And so anyway, she comes in about 9:00 and she says, "Hey, I got to check on you at 11. But then I'll come back at 4. And if you're sleeping, I won't, disturb you." And I'm like, right on. She goes, "Yeah, all your vitals have been fine." So, and I wasn't hooked up to any monitors at all, which was nice. And the IV was gone. So I could get up.
Beep.
Yeah, exactly. I didn't have any of that. And so,
stops beeping. You need to worry.
Yeah, that's right. So, I woke up the next morning at 5:45 or whatever, and she came in at 6. She goes, "Oh yeah, you were sleeping away." I go, "Yeah, that's perfect. Thank you. Let me sleep." So, anyways,
time for your sponge bath.
Yes, yeah. Got home that Tuesday afternoon, and I was able to take a shower, which I just couldn't wait. So took a shower, took a little 2-hour siesta, and and then just chilled at home all week. The esophagus pain was the worst. They actually, the incision on my neck, they come in there and then they move the esophagus out of the way to get to the spine. And it's like, holy crap. You start watching some of these YouTube videos, and I'm glad I watched them afterwards and not before.
Yeah, you probably would have bailed.
Yeah, I would have bailed for sure.
Well, you look like you got mugged.
It does, yeah, like I got knifed.
Give me your wallet.
Anyways, yeah, the incision's a little bit bigger than I expected, but whatever. It's neck sore. Esophagus is a lot better now.
Chicks dig scars.
Exactly, and we're up
Especially
and running.
on the neck.
Yeah. I got to come up with a good story.
Saying you fought off a band of muggers.
Cougar.
A band of cougars.
Mountain lion.
Oh, that kind of cougar.
Oh, could be.
Boy.
So anyways, so there you have it. Had two, I'm a half-inch taller, almost a half-inch taller, because one disc was so severely gone that, they like expand it open and throw in the new disc. So it stretched out the neck muscles, obviously, and that's what's really sore. But anyways, we're hopefully
those discs were
so
provided
far, so
by the
good.
current administration.
No, these are good high quality ceramic
electronic transmitting devices.
Yeah, right, they might be. Who knows? No, I didn't even think about that. No, thanks, Chris.
Anyway, well, I'm glad you survived. All of our listeners, I'm sure, are breathing a deep breath of
sigh of relief.
That they don't have to worry about a new co-host.
Well, I do have to thank everybody that reached out. It was super cool. A lot of people reached out on Instagram. I got some text messages and phone calls and stuff. So it was I felt the love. So thank you, everybody that did reach out. It's pretty nice to know that people care.
Yep, and all the people that applied for the co-host
Chris never
position.
called me, but
you called me. I was just letting you R&R. But so all those applications will keep on file.
Okay, good. Same ones we filed for you too.
Perfect. All right, moving on. So what else? While you were convalescing, I was
convalescing.
Well, while you were being operated on, I was actually in the Costco parking lot.
Okay.
The local. My adventure last Monday was I had to go to Costco to do some quick shopping, regular supply run. And
all right.
So I was in the store. I got there. Costco in Livermore opens at 9 a.m.
Yeah.
So I was like there at 9:05. So the parking lot was pretty empty. I was scored a pretty nice parking space up close to the, not right in front of the door, but a couple aisles down.
Okay.
And I was like the only car in my aisle. In the store for 30, 40, 45 minutes, whatever it was, come out. And, the parking lot's still empty for the most part. I would say it's a third full, so 2/3 empty. And I'm, wander out to my truck and I'm unloading the groceries into it. And this lady in a Tesla comes kind of cruising by. Now keep in mind, I'm the first car in the row.
Okay.
And I'm near where the tire center is kind of, I'm about more close to the tire center than I am the main entrance to the store. So, but this Tesla kind of moseys by and she sees that I'm, still loading my car, and she goes, flips around and goes down the next aisle, but she stops.
Okay.
And I finish loading. And so she's in the next aisle over going towards the main entrance, not the other direction, which was completely empty. The next aisle, the spot in front of my truck was open.
Okay.
But she went the other direction and waited. And then she saw that I was done. So she jammed her Tesla into reverse and did a U-turn into traffic, almost caused a crash so she could get behind me to get into my parking space. And then she was parked so close behind me that I couldn't even back up. I started backing up and I'd back up a couple feet and she'd back up a couple feet and I'd back up a couple feet and she was so adamant and hell-bent on making sure that nobody else was going to get my spot.
Okay.
That she was giving me very little space to do my maneuvering to get out of the parking space. And as soon as I pulled forward, she bolted into that spot like it was the last spot on earth.
Wow.
But like I said, the next row over going towards the tire center.
Spot open.
The whole fucking row was open. There wasn't a single car there.
It cracks me up.
These people, there's not enough time in my life that I will understand the psychology of people on the Costco parking lot. I mean, all she needed to do was instead of when she saw me, she turned right. She could have just turned left and gone and parked.
She could have been parked and in the store by the time.
And halfway done with her shopping.
Yeah,
probably.
yeah. I don't get that. I don't care. Front row. I always just go straight to the back of the lot and park.
Well, that's what I should have done. That's what I typically do.
I like walking.
Well, you love those the rumble strips.
Oh, the yellow rumble strips. Yeah, those are great. I can't avoid those no matter where you park. But yeah, it's like, oh my gosh.
So you were getting operated on, and I was getting operated on in the parking lot.
Gee, I guess I was so better off there.
Yeah, you were way better off.
Okay,
Jeez,
that's great.
That's a big issue there. So,
okay, well, I'm glad you survived that one, Chris. That was touch and go there for a minute.
It was. It really
was. Didn't.
Listeners, does this compare? Not at all, does it?
That was great.
No pity
Great
party
story.
no pity party for Chris. Okay, fuck it.
Yeah.
Moving on.
Let us know who won that battle. Right in. Jason or Chris at wheelingwineandwhiskey.com or DM us at Wheeling Wine and Whiskey and let me know who had a worse Monday.
Did you read about what happened on Highway 50 up there at Echo Summit?
I didn't read. I saw pictures.
With pictures, yeah. That was
a pictorial.
Big freaking rock.
That was the log cabin size rock. That was impressive.
And I'm damn good it didn't land on somebody or something.
No, that could have ended somebody's day. That would have been like a cartoon rock. It landed on somebody,
Acme explosives.
And then they used the explosives to blow it up. That was pretty impressive, man. I saw like 3 different angles of that. And I mean, when I saw that, I'm like, they're going to have to blow this thing up. There's no piece of equipment. And then what are you going to do? Roll it down the hill into the houses below or what? So
incoming!
Yeah, right into Christmas Valley.
Yeah.
So that was crazy. And blowing that thing up. And I'm sure they had to do a little road work to repair that section.
No doubt.
Man.
Hot patch.
Yeah. And then within 24 hours later, another boulder came down and took out a taco.
Took out a taco.
Tacoma.
One less taco on the road. Thank God.
Looked like a nice looking overland taco too.
No shit. Could you imagine if that rock was a little bigger and it just pushed it off the edge?
Well, too bad the guy wasn't driving a little bit faster and hit the traction boards on the back. Then it probably would have deflected off.
Would have.
Sheesh.
Okay, well, all the hate there.
But yeah, got the front driver's fender and door, and yeah.
Well,
luckily they didn't get hurt.
They'll sell it for $45,000.
Probably it's probably worth the $45,000.
They know what they got. We got hit by a rock on Echo Summit.
No low ballers. I know
survived.
what I got. I know what I got.
So yeah, Highway 50's reopened after all that craziness, but they've issued a warning that the hillside is unstable.
Well, yeah,
and more shit could come tumbling down.
It's always been that way on that highway.
Yeah,
there's some steep cliffs as you're driving through there, and then you got that other 88 going into Kirkwood too. That pass is always snow slides and everything else there. It's so steep. So
yeah. Well, I know they had that road closed for a couple of days or a day and a half while they were doing that, and it's like they were turning people around down there at that roundabout, but they were also taking people off at Sly Park. And I was like, did they plow Mormon Emigrant and make it open for a detour? No, probably not.
No,
yeah.
They were only letting locals through. Mm-hmm. So yeah. That's Highway 50, and then of course they posted up some pictures of it, and then you got people. I see a line. I see a line.
Yeah, all people in their buggies.
So yeah, interesting. That would have been fun to help clean that up.
Right,
big old dozer loader.
Well, they showed a video of a couple of dudes with hard hats on, roto drilling to put the dynamite in, and I'm like. Could you imagine being that guy? It's like, okay, keep an eye above us.
Yeah, get ready to run.
Because I mean, those roto hammers, they make a lot of noise and freaking
vibration.
Rat-tat-tat, and
you
got to wonder if shit was pelting him coming down the hill or the cliff, I guess. I mean, so yeah. Well, anyway, that was a little bit of excitement.
So, Highway 50's back open. Yeah, I was talking to a friend was caught, trying to get over into South Shore Tahoe Highway 50, and they had to detour back around, and a drive that should have taken them like 2 hours took them almost 11.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, because you got to go all the way back down to the flats, and then go down 49 probably, and cross over to 88 and come up 88. That's a hell of a detour, man.
Yeah. So, anyways, part of High Sierra life there.
Exactly. And
Mountain passes.
With how expensive fuel's getting, that's no cheap venture right there.
Jeez. Oh my gosh. So, I was on my way over here today, and I was running about a half an hour late because I was waiting for my loan to approve so I could get some fuel to come over here.
So, what did you say to the guy at the gas station?
Yeah, I just did simple ag math. I'm like, okay, it's $5.89 a gallon, $5.89
Hashtag Jason money
per gallon. And, my truck's got a 48-gallon tank. I had some fuel in it, so I figured I know it'll take 40 gallons.
Okay.
And then, you're playing, is the prices going to go up or are they going to go down? Well, more than likely they're going to go up. So let's just go ahead and fill this stupid thing.
We're going to break
now.
$6 a gallon before long.
And then you got the $100 cutoff. You throw your credit card in and it's $100. And then you got to put it back in. And sometimes it gets accepted. Sometimes it gets denied. So you got to go in anyways. And so I went in and I told the guy $235 on pump 11. And he types in $35, and he's smiling. And I said, no, $235. And he looks at me with his eyes wide open, like, okay. And I go, yeah, okay. And I said, that's, might get me close to full.
Right.
But he was as shocked as I was. I was like, yeah. And then, so I ding, 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 ding. Watch it frickin' go like a slot machine, but the wrong direction.
You're taking it instead of giving
Yeah,
it.
exactly. And I'm like, okay. And then sure enough, it took every dollar of that $235 and it said showed fuel full on the gauge. So
well, there you go.
That should get me about 800 miles.
That'll get you home.
That'll get me home back a few times, but yeah, I'm not driving a whole lot right now anyways, but it's like, holy smokes, and where's this thing going? Who knows? It's just absolutely asinine. And
well, I mean, there was a gas station that I drive by in Walnut Creek that went up 25 cents in one day.
Right.
I drove by it one morning, and then the next morning it was 25 cents higher.
Yeah.
I'm like, what? In my entire existence as a human being, I've never seen gas jump that fast.
Yeah, no. Mm-mm. So, like we were saying earlier, we're going to have to think twice about some of these trips for the summer, or might have to do something closer, like Hollister, or just not go wheeling on some of these.
Oh, say
trips.
No! Don't say.
I don't know.
We'll have to see. I mean, the gas that's in my Jeep right now is cheap, is relatively inexpensive gas. I'll pump it out and sell it to somebody.
You got that in what, 84, 85? You
like
got that gas and 39 cents a gallon?
Probably mostly stable now. No, I bought that gas just before King of the Hammers.
Got all shooken up on Turkey Claw.
Shook it up. Oh, that was fun. I had a good time.
Cool?
That was a good trail.
Isn't it fun watching the live feed and you're like, I did that trail. I did that trail.
It took me a little longer.
That trail
took me a little longer than they did.
Right. and then that pass that. So I got caught up on the live feed while it was not a whole lot else I could do, and so the pass that Raul did on Jason Shear in Turkey Claw, that right line, and his car's like sliding sideways down the hill. And I know exactly where that spot was because I was parked right below that to get out of the way because I was waiting for you guys, and there was just a lot of traffic,
It's a pretty steep off camber.
Oh, it was a crazy off camber, and these guys in the Toyotas that obviously been in there a bunch of times, they go up to the right and they start going up that section. And I'm like, well, I guess you know what you're doing, and if you roll on top of my buggy, I'm not going to be real excited about that, dude. And they stopped right before it got super off camber. They were getting off the trail as well. But it was like, holy crap, that was a crazy area. I am just when I saw him take that line, I'm like, oh, this is going to be insane. Yeah. And it was.
Game on, baby.
It's a hell of a pass. Classic Gomez move. I love it. And, it was cool. And the sportsmanship, when Shear rolled over and he's pulling a winch line, after he dusted off his ass, man, that had to hurt his tailbone there. Holy crap.
Yeah.
But him and Jason Berger are hooking up the winch line to a rock, perpendicular across from him. And here comes Raul, and so they drop the winch line, give him the what up, and let him through. And it's just, you know, the sportsmanship, camaraderie, all that stuff. It's cool to see year in and year out.
Oh yeah.
You know, we talk about it a lot on the podcast, but it's there. It's fun. It's awesome. So yeah, it was cool to get caught up with that. And then, I watched the golf cart race feed because, you know, we were working Chocolate Thunder. So we got a lot of airtime towards the end.
Right. That's what
and
you
it
were
caught
saying.
a couple of the rollovers. The one rig that unfortunately we rolled over, and then it rolled over. It did a little half roll after that. And then they got a couple good ones. They got the good one that I couldn't get on film. That the guy from USD Stickies just got so much traction. The thing just reared up and wheelied right over backwards.
Oops.
Ass over tea kettle, man. And it was that was impressive, and he could see me up on the hill putting my hands up like, holy crap. It was impressive to watch in person, and then to see it again on the live feed. That was pretty cool. So anyways, that's I'm pretty much caught up on KOH videos and stuff there. I do have a little bit more of the Everyman Challenge to watch, but a great little segment there that they filmed of Amber.
Oh yeah.
On that, you know, they did it there at the Tribe pit. And,
That's right.
It was super cool. So shout out to Amber there. If you haven't seen that clip, I got to assume she has it on her Instagram, or she will if it hasn't been published yet. But it's a nice little, you know, I don't know, 4-minute clip or so explaining her, you know, race odyssey.
Yep. History and where she's going, where she's been, where she's going.
Yeah.
Why she does it.
Yeah, exactly. So, anywho, that's that. Well, speaking of Ultra4,
Well, that's not the end of the story, though, right?
What's that?
Ultra4, baby.
Yeah, the elephant that just walked in the room, the pink elephant.
The changes that are happening and are happened, and I'm sure most of our listeners have seen the
changes,
the email and the Dave Cole letter and the follow up from JT. And oh my God, what's happening? What is going on? Tell us.
Dave Cole does a mic drop. Bye-bye.
Wow.
And Jason and Gail from Mid-America Outdoors picks up the mic and is running with it, and then changed up the race schedule for 2022. Ooh. And rightfully so. A lot of people are not excited about the date changes, because a lot of people had their schedule set already and planned out what races they were going to and what they could afford and how it was going to work into their race schedule and all that stuff. So,
well, it's kind of a perfect storm situation. I mean, you got the changes, and then of course the war in Ukraine, between Ukraine and Russia, and of course the fuel prices spiking as a result of that, and which I'm sure there's other geopolitical things going on. But yeah, this is kind of like the icing on the cake. But yeah, I mean, racing's going to occur. It's just who's going to be there and who's not.
Yeah, and I mean, ultimately, I think this is a great thing. Dave's going to focus on King of the Hammer still.
Right.
And then the rest of the races during the year will be, or at least in the United States, will be overseen by this team here. Jason and Gail Robinette, I think is how you pronounce their name.
It sounds Robinette or Robinette.
And of course, JT is part of that group.
Correct.
So JT is back again. So that's going to be awesome. Everybody loves JT, and happy birthday, JT, by the way, if you're listening. So anyways, that's going to be exciting. It does suck. I mean, what do you do? Do you just scrap the year? I'm sure there was some contract stuff that had to be negotiated with the old race schedule. Maybe, I don't know. There's a lot to assume, but they are, they changed it up a couple times. I know a couple of the teams that we follow are not super excited, changing up the Utah race, and
right.
It's like, okay, I don't know. I don't know what the answer is, but it is what it is. And it's like, if you want to race, here's the schedule coming up this year. And hopefully things will be obviously better next year. And
well, it's not quite as simple as that. 'Cause I mean, there's a points race, and there's, what do you have to do? They're following Ultra4 rules or 4,400 rule, whatever it is. But how many races you can drop, how many races you need to participate in to be to have points count, for the championship and so on and so forth. So it's not cut and dried at all. I mean, there's definitely some reasons to be upset beyond the need to motor all over the country. And some of these races are pretty close together in dates, but pretty far apart in geography.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, they split it up between the West Coast and East Coast, and some of these West Coast ones, I'm doing air quotes right now, are really stretching the map there.
A little bit.
Oklahoma. But anyways, it is cool. I mean, the old schedule, just run through it real quick. They were supposed to be Battle of Bluegrass, March 25th. That's gone. So the next race is actually this weekend. So it'll be after the weekend before this podcast airs, the Tuesday. So it already had happened.
Right.
The 918 Grand Prix in Jay, Oklahoma. So it's a no points deal, but there's going to be some cash online. That's one good thing about this series is that they've got some serious money that they're paying out. So that is great for the racers, getting at least more than just their entry fee covered, and then unfortunately the Mexico race is gone. El Rey de Bajas.
That was a goner for sure anyway, I think.
Look at you had that nail in that deal. But that was one in May, and then of course Teardown in Tennessee was June. Big Sky was supposed to be in June, and those got axed. So in place of those now, April, going back to April, you got Rush Off-Road in Rush, Kentucky at the end of April, and then May you got Prairie City. So that's right in our backyard. So looking forward to that. Definitely got that one on the calendar, and looking forward to them coming right back to our backyard. I mean, that's a 2-hour drive for you and I, man.
Well, that's gonna be super cool. So a lot of the local teams will most likely be there, and I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, and Goodby's got a race there at the end of March that we're going to go to. So into this month, so that's going to be great at Prairie City. So some of the the local boys will be there. D Mill's supposed to be there, of course.
Are we going to camp?
The Gomez brothers, yeah, well, we could. And then I know Justin Hall's rushing to get his motor back together. He's got it in the car.
Yeah, I saw that.
And he'll be there. So we'll know a lot of the NorCal boys that are there at that race. So that's cool.
I think the Gomez brothers will probably be racing too.
Yeah, that's what I said.
And we'll have to definitely get them on mic.
Yeah, that. Yeah, that was That was awesome watching them on stage there and being right there when they crossed the finish line, and just the excitement was
Arturo, are you going to be there?
huge. Oh yeah, Arturo, come on up to NorCal from SoCal.
Bring some tacos.
Yeah, he. I wonder if he will make it. I'm going to have to give a shout out to him and see, ring him up on the line here.
Kevin Jones, are you going to be there?
Kevin who?
Right.
X-Racer Kevin Jones. That's funny. Other people are referring to him to X-Racer Kevin Jones now. Sorry, Kevin.
He doesn't even have a toe.
Hashtag sorry, not sorry.
He doesn't have a toe ring anymore either.
No, that sucks. But man, what a project rebuilding. I would never tackle that. I'd go out and buy I don't know,
a Ram,
a Godzilla motor and throw it in.
Ram.
If I had Kevin Jones money.
Cummins.
Yeah. Put a Ram in a Ford. Oh, jeez. That would be terrible.
I noticed he didn't post my recommendation for his new IG handle.
What was that?
Has something to do with Cummins.
Oh boy. Jeez. So anyway, back to Ultra4. So there was supposed to be a race in Southern California, and then return back to the Badlands in July, and now we've got Visions Off-Road in Jay, Oklahoma. So
again,
and that's going to be a big one. That is, they're going to do a driver's summit there,
right?
And hopefully air out all this laundry and figure things out. And the cool thing is that JT is well respected, and he knows what the racers want, and I think he's going to be able to help moderate this thing very well and create something pretty freaking cool at the end of the day.
Well, it needs to be consistent.
Well, and I think it will be.
That's what I'm
now,
saying.
I think this is a good thing. This is a major shakeup of the snow globe right now. But once all the flakes settle, it'll be set.
Well, yeah, I mean, and the USAC's still involved. So, and you know, I mean, there's going to be a lot of great stuff that will help with a lot of stuff that'll work in making it consistent.
Yeah, I hope so. The key players are there, so it's just whether it happens or not is yet to be seen. So then the Black Hills Throwdown at Sturgis is still the same. That did not change.
Throwdown for what?
Same weekend, and then Crandon, good old Crandon right there. September, that's a Labor Day weekend. So that's still on the docket. And then you got the national championship.
Location to be announced.
Yeah, that's at the Legends of the Fall.
Legends of the Fall. That's like
sounds so mysterious.
Tom Cruise is going to hold the.
No, or is it
wave the starting flag?
I don't think so. Speaking of that, what's her name?
Ashley?
Ashlyn. Yeah, starts Ashley.
Ashley, I think.
Okay, so I was watching her work the flag there right at the start line, and it was pretty cool. On the starting line got so beat up that they had to get back in there, with shovels and rakes and stuff. And she just threw down the flag and picked up a shovel and started working the soil.
She's
man,
a Jill of all trades.
Yeah,
man.
that was pretty cool. So there you go. Shout out to Ashley, flag girl.
Nice.
So this is cool. So
if you're not following what's going on with all this stuff going on, there's you got Mid-America Outdoors has a Facebook page, and then of course, what was the other one you turned me on to?
Yeah, so Rock Sports Insiders.
Rock Sports Insiders.
So that's the Facebook page that everybody's jumping to now that Talent Tank Insiders is poof.
She gone.
Mic drop. We out.
We out.
We out. So, anyways, this will be good. So yeah, if you're looking for information up to the minute and hear from these racers, that's a good place to go. And
go on the Facebook and Mid-America Outdoors.
Old Facebooks.
Rock. What was it?
Rock Sports Insiders.
Rock Sports Insiders. Yeah. Yes.
So, good stuff. So there it is. We will continue to follow this because apparently we are the #1 Ultra4 podcast.
Apparently.
Fastest growing podcast.
There are other podcasts out there, but they cover like the side-by-sides and stuff like that. We cover the big dogs.
Yeah. The pit guys. Zach and Hopper.
Right, Zach and Hopper.
Yeah. So anyways, we're trying to stay on the forefront here and keep up with changes and, trying to get some of these people to come on the podcast so we can hear it from the horse's mouth.
Exactly.
And that would be great.
Exactly.
So, we'll see, where this goes, but, if you've been living under a rock, it's a big shakeup.
I tell you, when I was looking through my email the other day and I saw that email from Dave Cole come through on my Wheeling Wine Whiskey email account, I'm like, whoa, what's this? I started reading. I'm like, whoa, what just happened here? So it's kind of started digging
it wasn't
into
a huge shocker for most people that knew because there was, negotiations before that fell through and, it was coming. We just didn't know when or how it was going to play out. So now we know it's happened and now we're watching to see how it plays out. So,
well, and the other minority owners or people that were part owner in it and how that all gets figured out. And we'll probably never hear all those details because it's a private organization. But yeah, it'd be kind of interesting to find out what all went down behind closed doors.
Exactly.
And people are, this is sudden. It's like, no, in my mind, something like this, as major as this and as much money is probably changing hands, this was being negotiated for quite a while. It's just, it might have been relatively informal for a while, and then all of a sudden it became much more formal. But people have been talking about it for a while. It didn't just, hey, let's talk. No, let's do it right now. No, it didn't happen like that.
Yeah, I don't know. I know there was talks before, and you start throwing around dollar signs, and then you start thinking about it at night, keeping you awake, and then you're just like, maybe we can make this work.
Boom.
So whatever. Hopefully it works out better for all parties involved, and it makes Ultra4 even stronger.
Well, it's certainly
at the end of the day, if all that happens, that would be the ultimate goal.
Well, it makes it more year round, or more. I kind of liken it to like the NFL, how they've made themselves relevant year round. There's always something in the news about the NFL. Now there's always going to be something in the news about Ultra4. And, there always was, but now there's even more about it. So,
go.
And making it more relevant just puts more, opportunity for sponsor dollars and growth.
Right.
And then, then the sponsor dollars roll in, you get bigger purses, and then more teams jump on, and it's just more and more exciting. So it like you say, I think it's a good thing.
Well, that's
just time will tell.
Staying positive.
Exactly.
Staying positive.
Boy, I tell you, I just opened up that Rod and Hammer Black Label, which you're reaching for right now.
Where did you get this? I don't know if there's many bottles of this left on the face of the earth.
Take it easy on that. Take it easy on that, because that's the last one on the planet.
Oh, it's the last one on the planet. Okay, at least
I got that straight from the racer formerly known as Ultra4 Jones.
Really?
Yeah. Black Label.
Yeah, Black Label rye whiskey, 80 proof.
That is much sought after.
I remember this being pretty good.
I had that on the lake bed, but it was just on a need to know basis.
Yeah, I noticed that one did not come out of the box. It was well hidden on a very need to know basis. All right, let's see. Ooh, boy, that coats the throat. That'll help the esophagus out right there.
Oh yeah, for sure. No infection there.
No, that's good.
So we talked about fuel prices and whatnot. Let's move on to more fun stuff.
Okay.
I don't know about fun stuff. But
how about lunch?
Oh, lunch today?
No, we were talking because I grabbed the Funky Fusion dirty chips.
Oh, yeah.
Potato chips. Those are good. That's good flavor. And it's like you don't see them everywhere. And I don't see them in the grocery store at all. I only see them at sandwich shops.
Well, there might be a reason for that.
I don't know. This
might be an exclusive.
It's a good chip. And so you were saying that you don't like those chips, or your wife don't like those chips?
No, my wife. So this is a funny story because so in my household, it's like a competition sometimes for different foods, and so I love kettle chips, and
that's the best.
My wife can't stand kettle chips, and she couldn't really articulate exactly why, but. She likes the lighter, crisp, lighter like Lay's style potato chips, the standard style. I love Lay's also.
Pringles.
And then, so my wife and daughter both love the salt and vinegar potato chips. But Janine
so good.
Janine, my wife, will only eat the ones that are the lighter style, like Lay's.
Okay.
And my daughter loves the kettle chips with the salt and vinegar. So what now she does, my daughter, Miranda, gets salt and vinegar kettle chips, which my wife won't eat. I won't eat because I don't like salt and vinegar. So she keeps them all to herself.
How do you not like salt and vinegar chips?
I just can't stand them.
Wow. Okay.
But anyway, but in my realm of favorite foods, and I'm not allergic to peanuts. And my wife's a chocoholic.
Okay.
So if I go and I want M&Ms, I will get peanut M&Ms.
Oh, look at you.
She can't eat them. So they're all for me, baby.
Wow, you guys use your food hates and allergies against each other.
It's kind of rough in this house.
Pretty cutthroat over here.
Well, you're one to talk.
What?
With the cutthroat.
Yeah, literally cutthroat. Wish it was cutthroat trout.
Right. Well, hopefully that might be all we can afford to do this summer is go fishing from the shore.
Yeah, I was going to say from where? In your backyard in a 5-gallon bucket because we can't drive anywhere.
Rowboat.
Jeez.
So yeah, one of the things I hadn't mentioned on the show is also my truck, my Ram, my tow rig.
Oh yeah, you're doing some work on that.
It was flawless the whole trip to and from KOH. But also it's my commuter. It was my commuter up until recently. Right. But on the last few days that I was commuting with it, I noticed this rumbling and vibration that was coming from the driveline. I'm like, what is going on? I was only on freeway speeds. And then if I was cruising around the neighborhood, getting close to my house, I could hear this squeaking, squeak, squeak, squeak. And it would be louder and softer and louder and softer. I'm like, what the fuck? So I was talking to James, Samurai James, because he owns a Ram. And He's like, he said, well, you might have a tire out of balance. You might have thrown a weight while driving back from KOH or your brakes probably need replaced. And as the pistons, get more extended,
right,
it creates a vibration or a rumble. So anyway, this past weekend, I changed my front brake pads and, when I did that, I pushed in the pistons on the caliper and took it for a drive, and the squeak's still there. I'm like, what the hell? So when I had the truck up on the jack, I was spinning the rotor to make sure everything was free and clear before I put the tire on.
Mm-hmm.
And on my on the 2012 Ram, there's the front drive shaft spins all the time. Everything's engaged all the time.
That's crazy. That blows me away.
There's no center axle disconnect. They did that on the 2013s and newer. Anyway, my front drive line is squeaking. So I think a U-joint's going out. So I'm going to pull that out.
How many miles?
65,000.
Well, so that thing's been spinning 65,000 miles. Wow.
Yeah.
So no hubs.
No hubs. Nope. No hubs. So
Must be a Dodge thing.
I thought there might have been a unit bearing. So I checked unit bearings. They were fine. I changed the front brake pads, and they were, when I pulled the old pads out, they were at 40%. I could have gone another 10,000 miles probably, but
you're already there.
I was there. I had the parts. I did it. But I'm glad I did, because I discovered the front drive line was there's an issue there. So I'll pull it off and get it down to Steve down there at South Bay, and
take it to our buddy at South Bay Drive Lines in San Jose.
He'll rebuild it and balance. It needs to be balanced because that's always spinning.
Oh yeah, no, Steve will take care of you. You know that.
I know he will. I know he will.
He's not the cheapest game in town, but he's the best, and it will get done right, one and done. And when it leaves his shop and you put it back on, you won't have to touch that thing for a long time.
And he will put greasable U-joints on there, because the factory U-joints do not have grease fittings.
Oh, okay.
So
well, yeah. So I choose non-greasable because they're stronger. They're not drilled out journals on the Jeep and the buggy. But yeah, 6 1/2 dozen the other.
Anyway, I'm glad that I'm kind of getting close to what's causing the issue, because I don't drive it every day anymore, because I bought that Chevy Colorado.
Yeah.
But still, I need the truck to be 100%.
So you can pull that drive shaft out and still drive the truck. It's
Correct.
not like, it doesn't slip yoke into the transfer.
No, it's U-joints on both, yokes on both ends.
Yeah.
Fixed
Okay.
yokes.
Okay. Well, it'd be interesting to pull that and then see if your squeaky squeak goes away.
Yeah.
Sound kind of like that?
No, not quite.
Okay.
Wow.
I'm being nice. I could make a lot of Dodge jokes right now.
Well, you could, but you know what? I mean, shit breaks, and sometimes you got to fix it. So,
well, it's wear and tear.
Well, exactly.
And
that truck works hard, man.
Works hard. Living that Lance life.
Right.
Towing that Lance around.
I don't know how I'm going to be able to afford to drive that Lance around.
I don't know. We're going to have to set them up somewhere at the Sierras and just leave them.
And all these Tesla owners are like, yeah, wait till your PG&E bill doubles with Tesla owners.
Oh, jeez.
That's going to happen. So anyway, I don't know. What else you got?
We got a phone message.
Oh, shit. We do?
Yeah.
Is it nice?
I don't know. I haven't listened to
from?
it. I have no idea. Hang on. Let me see if I can find it.
Oh, boy.
Right there.
All right.
It's I don't know where this is from. It's not from around here. You boys not from around here.
Is it from Australia? Oh my God! Speaking of Australia, did you see it? We hadn't heard. I mean, we've heard from Charles, but it sounds like they've had some major flooding on the East Coast in Australia, and hopefully none of our listeners are impacted. But I mean, that's some legit stuff, not stuff you typically see.
No,
in an arid place like that.
No, so, it's pretty crazy.
Send some of that rainwater our way. Will you?
Hopefully everybody's doing well there in Aussie land. Australia.
So you find you got
a lot of listeners in Australia.
Yeah, at least 4.
At least 4 we know of. New Zealand. Okay, yeah, I do have it coming up here. All right, here we go. You ready?
I'm ready.
All right, let's see how this works out. Okay, and we're going to hit play. And we're going to play it.
Nothing but high tech in this house.
Hello, fellers. Donnie, Salt Lake City, Utah, patron.
Oh, Utah.
Talk to Chris via email all the time because my wife kept fucking with my credit card. I took care of her, though. She's not allowed to touch it anymore, so we're good, Chris.
Wow.
We don't talk anymore. An observation.
Uh-oh.
When you guys talked to the God of Rocks, Campbell, you never once referred to the side-by-sides as a golf cart.
We did?
I'm a side-by-side owner and a Jeep owner. Doesn't hurt my feelings, but I just thought, that's interesting. Two chickens couldn't call them golf carts in front of the God. And now you go right back to calling them golf carts, but it's cool. Love your show. Best show on Tuesdays. I don't mind the Monday show, but that Tyler's giggled like nails on a chalkboard. So keep up the good work.
There it
Chris,
is.
if you go to Sand Hollow with the Barbie Jeep, I'll bring the LJ. We'll go do the easy stuff. Let
Yeah.
Jason and those crazies go do the hard stuff.
Yeah.
Rock on.
Look forward to Tuesdays every week, guys. Thanks.
Oh, it's awesome, Donnie.
Right on, Donnie.
I
Thank
like
you so
he called
much.
us out. I like it. Bring it on, Donnie.
That's right.
In fact, your flask is in the mail. You should have it by now.
Golf
Sorry
carts.
it's taken so long, but your flask has been shipped. So appreciate the phone call. And I guess I didn't call it a golf cart. It wasn't because I wasn't looking. I mean, I got the
We were on our best behavior.
dig in there. Well, not dig, but comment about black eyes. I'm not afraid to throw jabs.
That's true.
I don't know. I guess I'll have to go back and listen to that
We may have been a little
episode.
bit of awe. I don't know.
I was definitely in awe. There's no doubt about that. But that thing really isn't a golf cart because it's all
That's true.
full custom tube chassis that Shannon built and then put side-by-side parts in it to make it qualify as a side-by-side golf cart to race.
Custom built chassis.
It's full, it's a full Campbell's chassis mini version.
Why? Because he can.
Exactly. But no, that's a good call out. I respect that. Donnie. Thank you for supporting the podcast. Glad you're enjoying it. And Salt Lake City, definitely. Chris is going to Sand Hollow this year.
We'll see.
And the cool thing is that I could take the buggy up some stupid line, and you guys could be right beside me watching. You don't have to. There's very few trails that you're locked into the canyon that you can't. You have to do that obstacle. A lot of them you can go around and avoid. So let's go. Let's make this thing happen. It's looking forward to Trail Hero, man.
It's only going to be $3,000.
That is, I was going to say, that's the one that I need to budget for and just save money just right now. Just start putting away $50 a week or something for fuel.
Well, that's $50 a week. That's going to get you there.
Oh, man.
But if you stay, it's no big deal.
Yeah.
You just won't have any fuel to drive.
That's true. So, yeah. So
Has propane gone up? Have you noticed?
I don't know. I haven't gotten propane lately. I
Propane
have an empty
product-
tank. I
product.
only went through one tank at KOH.
So did I. I was
Yeah.
surprised. We used the ovens and
Yeah, and I had the water heater going, the entire trip, and of course the refrigerator that takes nothing, and then the heater. The heater was on every night.
yeah, I couldn't believe
Set
how,
to 55.
how little fuel I used.
Yeah, I just tapped into the last, the second tank, I should say. Like on Friday morning or something, I switched over.
Mm-hmm.
So it was towards the very end of the trip. But yeah, right on. All right, Donnie, let us know how you like your flask. You got a highly customized flask.
You did.
Lee had to push his laser to infinity and beyond.
Make sure you triple rinse that before you fill it. With,
I already
with
did.
bourbon. Oh,
I
you did?
rinsed it all out.
Okay,
Yeah, it's good to go.
All right,
Good to
on.
go. Yeah, you just drop your favorite beverage in there, other than minus White Claw or Truly, and you'd be good to go.
Yeah.
So you saw our koozie was had a Truly in it or White Claw or
Come on,
something.
man, I saw that.
Come on, man.
Come on, man. I thought they repelled automatically or disintegrated.
It should.
That'll be version 4.0.
We need to put some Teflon or something in there that
version
automatic
4.0
eject.
We'll have laser disintegration mechanisms in it or something. I don't know.
Oh, shoot. So, there you go. All right. So that's our voicemails. So what's that number, Chris, if people want to call in and leave a message?
1-800. No.
No, 408.
1-800-5169.
408-800-5169. Yeah, 408 area code. 800-5169 is our phone line. So go ahead and call in, leave a message. We love the criticism. That's awesome. I love that you said it's Tyler's laugh is like nails on a chalkboard.
Well, it is.
Well, it is. Oh, it is.
And we know he's giggling about some of the comments from the beginning of this episode when we were talking about
so good
the surgery. But, so, hey, let's talk a little bit about patrons because we just, Donnie's one of our favorite patrons.
Yeah, and we got a couple new ones, right?
Well, we have more than a couple.
Oh, all right, let's go.
It's like all of a sudden we had 4 new patrons jump on.
Wow.
And you're closer to the screen than I am, so you're going to have to read those out.
Can you? Geez, they're like a microfont.
Well, you want me to blow it up? Hold on.
Hang on. Yeah, blow that up. All right. Here we go. Where are we starting?
Right here.
All right. So, Ryan Agan.
That's
welcome.
Right.
Welcome to the podcast patron page.
That's right.
So that was back in February. It was right around KOH time.
Last day of the month he signed on.
Yeah. All right.
So jumped in there in February, and then
Dave Taylor. Dave, welcome to the Old Elk Club. Hey, so
Bourbon with Friends.
Yeah, so if you haven't listened to that episode, that was episode 146.
That's right.
And that just released last Tuesday, and boy, that was fun. Getting to try all those very unique 6 different unique whiskeys there.
Delicious.
All over 100 proof.
Yes.
And very, very good. I'm going to have to revisit some of those. Like I mentioned, I do have. Them? No, I didn't bring them up here. I brought all this other stuff, man.
Come on,
man. I'm not moving the whole studio up to your house.
I know it's Lorenzo's.
It cost me $28 in fuel to drive up here. It's going to cost me $28 in fuel to go home.
Okay, Cody.
Probably going to hit traffic. It's probably going to be more like 35.
All right, Cody.
So you're sipping fuel, just sitting there in traffic. Anyways, no. So looking forward to that and comparing with the George T. Stagg that I have, and the other Weller that you have. So yeah, that'll be we have plenty left to keep sampling.
Oh, yes, we do.
So, all right. So Dave Taylor and then Rob Bouchard. Rob Bouchard. Welcome.
Yes, sir.
Welcome to Wheeling Wine and Whiskey.
Love our supporters and our patrons. Awesome.
So this is great. And then also, look at this. We've got like a full company joining us now. So this is a Cool Meadows Motorsports. Samuel Fabian.
That's right.
So that's awesome. In New Jersey. Oh, man.
New Jersey.
New Jersey.
New Jersey.
Yeah, you do it better than I do. You're from Connecticut.
I grew up on the East Coast.
I was going to say, yeah. So
Jersey Shores.
So that's cool. So thank you. Part of the Old Elk Club.
Heck yeah.
So you guys need to start thinking about your flask and what you want on them. Lee is taking it to the next level now. So
what I need to know is, Samuel, do you own the street that you have your located at? Because, yeah.
Does he?
Well,
why?
Look, his last name matches the street.
Ooh. That's cool. Wow.
I want to know. Well, curious minds want to know.
That's cool. Yeah.
The more you know.
You got a street named after you? I'm sure you do somewhere.
Yeah, Main Street. Everywhere.
Main Street. Every town has a Main Street. All right, you got me there. Just drop the S, and there you go.
Boom. You had to ask.
Oh, crowd loves it. There you go.
All right. So thank you so much for being our patrons. We love our patrons. Awesome.
So that gets us, 53, 54 patrons now?
We have 53. I think it's 53 people that support us.
We had somebody drop off because their credit card got hacked by their wife, just like Donnie's.
Oh, yeah? Was that what happened?
I don't know. That was hilarious. So hey, appreciate it. If you want to become a patron, we'd love to have you. Welcome you with open arms, and you could just hop on our website, wheelingwineandwhiskey.com.
Be happy to take your money.
A link there to Patreon, or you can go on to Patreon /Wheeling Wine and Whiskey, and that will get you to the Patreon page as well. So there's $5 level, $10 level, and a $20 level. So we appreciate it. It's definitely helped us keep progressing this podcast, and getting us out there to events to interview some of these big names like rock gods like Shannon Campbell and stuff, you know?
Right. Maybe get us to travel to Kentucky or Tennessee.
Yeah. We're going to make a trip down south to San Luis Obispo to visit past racers down there. So that'll be good.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So anyways,
it all helps.
It's all good. So thank you.
So we do need to go do a quick shout out for some of we have patrons that have been with us for more than a year.
Oh,
and we've been, the last one we mentioned, I think, was Sergio. But so moving forward, we've got Ira, who's been a patron for a year now.
Okay.
And then we have Matt.
These are birthdays.
Matt G. And then we've got Jason B.
Jay Barry.
He's been a patron for over a year now.
Golf cart driver now, racer.
And then moving it, we got Will Speck Garage, been a patron.
Oh, Will.
A little shout out to them.
Will's cranking out the videos again and IG content.
So that's all of our
working on that
anniversaries.
Doge.
That's right. That's right.
That Doge.
So those are our anniversary birthday people for patrons
happy anniversary.
And we're current.
Wow. All right. Look at this. All our bookwork's getting taken care of here. We can cross that off the list. And done. And done.
Right on.
All right. Woo.
Well, we covered. I mean, the only other thing I got on my list of things is I just wanted to talk about it. But what you got?
Recording for 1 hour.
Oh, 1 hour, man.
You know, just like that.
Man, you talk a lot.
Well, I can. That's why I have a podcast.
We
have a podcast. Yeah. I forgot you're still here.
You're still here.
What would have you done if I just didn't make it? Would you continue? Would
I'd
you
sit here and talk to a wall?
Would you call Amber or Kevin Jones to co-host? What would you do?
Open and no, I'd probably, I don't know. I don't know what I don't need to think about it. We're here. Okay. We're both here. It's all good. The show will continue.
Just a test.
That was a sucky test. Hey, I know it was recovered, but I just want to talk about the stolen buggy that happened down at Johnson Valley.
Yeah, so they pulled that out of a shop or something, and some tools it sounded like, and then another car was gone.
A Jeep got stolen.
People.
So it sounds like it was recovered. We don't know details if there was an arrest that occurred, if they caught the perp or what. But if somebody out there, one of our listeners or a group of our listeners knows what went down, we would certainly love to hear all the details so we can report on it. But yeah, Jimmy's chassis, badass buggy, just disappeared out of a shop, and the world's still full of scumbags, unfortunately.
Jesus, yeah, that's crazy. So, yeah, glad they got it back. Hopefully, all the shit's there, but who knows?
Yeah, maybe it was just a chassis.
Jeez.
Needed axles and tires. I don't know. Assholes and tires. So, yep. Anyway, yeah, there you go. So it was recovered. We don't know the story, but let us know.
Yeah. So I don't know. That's about all I got right now. It's a good point to, I think, call it episode 147.
All right. Well, if you want to reach Jason or I, you can email us at Jason or Chris at wheelingwinewhiskey.com. Don't forget about IG, which is Wheeling Wine Whiskey, and that's a direct connection to Jason. And of course, earlier we mentioned the phone number 408-800-5169. And do not forget about our website, wheelingwinewhiskey.com, where you can connect with all of our episodes, past episodes, our merch link, and of course our Patreon link.
Yes. So, reach out, touch somebody.
Recommend the show if you like it.
Do it.
Spread the word.
All right. On that note,
we're out.